Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to FORDY Runs. I'm Chris Ford, aka FORDY. If you're new to running, you need to check this video out because I've got all the stuff you need to get into running. So let's get stuck in. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Chris Ford, aka FORDY. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with all my latest running videos. As I said, this is a video for the new runners out there. I've got everything you need to get started into running. It's quite a lot of stuff. I actually think if we go back 2 steps, really the great thing about running is all you need is a pair of trainers, a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. It is that simple, but as you get into running, you're going to find you're going to need a few other bits and bobs. As I say, this video is all about that. I won't call it running essentials, but there's definitely things here that you need to think about if you're going to take running seriously. Obviously, like I said, the running shoe is the most important probably element of your running kit, and this is where you really need to spend your money. I'm going to do a separate video on my running shoes and what shoes I think you need to think about when you're getting into running. But I say these are my running shoes, or my favourite running shoes at the moment. These are the Nike Zoom Flies. But I say I'm going to do a separate video on these. Check it out. I'm going to put a little thing up above so you can go straight onto that and check that video out. I think apart from the shoes, all you need really, as I say, is a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, and you can crack on. But when you get into this and you start thinking about races and running events and that sort of stuff, you're going to find that you're going to start thinking about different elements of your running kit. The important thing I think to think when you do get started out is to get yourself along to somewhere like Sports Direct and get yourself some cheap bits and bobs to make sure that you're not spending a fortune and that you can handle what you're doing. But as you go up and as you start increasing your mileage, I want you to start thinking about the quality of the stuff you're buying. Now, a lot of my stuff's Nike. I'm not got anything to do with Nike. It's just a personal preference. All other makes and brands and stuff out there are totally fine. But the thing I would say about with your running kit is to make sure that you do buy slightly more expensive stuff than like the Sports Direct stuff. You know, the Caramel or whatever it's called. And I don't mean that disrespectfully because I started out with that stuff. But what you find with that stuff is after you've used it a few times and after you've washed it a few times, those odour smells that you get from when you run, they don't go away. And that unfortunately is when you buy sort of cheaper stuff, that's what you're coming up against. So yeah, when you get started, to find out if you do like running or you're whatever, that's fine. But I say as you get into it a bit more, spend a little bit more money and get yourself some decent shorts. I say these are Nike dry fit ones either, so I use the Nike stuff. A decent shirt, this is like a tech shirt. I say this is one of my FORDY Runs ones by the Running Monkey, but make sure you spend a bit of money on the different equipment. I say t-shirts are important because these things really do stink after you've used them a little while. So the t-shirts, make sure you get yourself a tech top, nice and light one. And you can get yourself a running vest, whatever you prefer to run in, but make sure it's nice and light, and say it's got an odour, resistant element in it, and it's, of a reasonable quality. The shorts, think about the length of your shorts. Make sure you're not running in cotton shorts or anything like that. As you get more into races, you probably might want a slightly shorter short. Personally, I like to race in 4-inch shorts. These are 5-inch ones. That's the kind of stuff I like to train in. It does make a difference because if you're longer ones, they get on your nerves and stuff. So think about that when you're buying your shorts. Underneath your shorts, now I've had a couple of people ask me on YouTube already with some comments what us boys do underwear wise and stuff like that. Now there is stuff out there you call runderwear, which is very good. A lot of people are using runderwear, so check that website out to see if there might be something for you. But personally, what I do, boys, I wear these are like a compression short. They tend to keep everything in in place, let's call it. They've got plenty of aeration, so it keeps everything less sweaty. And that just holds all the bits in place that should do. And I just wear them. I don't wear anything underneath them. That's like I say, my base layer, call it. But I wear them under my shorts. You can buy shorts with these already built in, but I like to have them as a separate element. Again, these are Nike ones. There's other brands out there. Just find ones that fit. These do come up quite small, so make sure you find some stuff that fit you. So yeah, they go under your shorts. We're coming out of winter now, but if you are running through the winter, get yourself a pair of running trousers, again, these are Nike, any brands do. These ones in particular show up at night because I do a lot of work running on the roads and stuff. But you want to make sure you get yourself a pair of these for the winter, just to keep yourself nice and warm. But now, luckily enough, it's coming to spring, and those things can go away in the cupboard. On the top, so I would wear, actually, you know what, let's go back a couple of spaces. So I said about the t-shirts. Again, base layers, talking about base layers, I wear a compression shirt underneath my t-shirt, and I would recommend you do the same. These things whip away the sweat from your skin, so you don't, stay wet and stuff. And they also can keep you cool. This is a long sleeve version, they do short sleeves versions. In this sort of spring months, these are a good idea to wear so you don't get too cold. And I say they keep the heat in, but also they keep the sweat off your skin. I say this is a Nike one. Again, plenty of other brands out there. The Under Armour ones are just fine. This has got an element in it, but that's something you definitely need to think about, a compression kind of top. In the winter, you're going to need these compression tops anyway, because you're going to need a base layer to keep you warm. And it's all in the winter. It's all about layering up. I've done a video on winter clothing. Check that one out. But that's something you need to think about purchasing as we go into spring, summer. Probably not the top of the priority list, but I wanted to mention it, as I say, because I'm trying to tell you everything you need to think about if you're new to running, clothing wise and kit wise, let's say. So that's your base layer. Then you've got to set the top. What I tend to wear over this at the moment, because it's spring, I've got like a tech top. Again, this is a Nike version. This is a really thin, lightweight jumper, so to speak. And again, it just adds a layer. I'm running typically early in the morning, so this just keeps the chill off me a little bit. And it does have elements that go over my hands because I've got little sweet little hands. My hands get cold. But I say you do need one of these. Again, springtime and autumn time, but as we get into summer, you won't need that. But I say that is something that you will need to think about, and that so it's not a jumper, it's like a lightweight top that goes over. It's just another layer. Important part of the kit that you're going to need to get yourself is a running jacket. You can get like windproof tops, and you can get other things. This is a waterproof coat. This sort of stuff is like, again, because I mentioned about running at night, this just shows up, so keeps the cars away from me, hopefully. But this is a waterproof coat. Well, actually, let's call it showerproof. No running coat out there, really, unless you're going to spend 200 quid or whatever, is waterproof. If you're running in the rain for 2 hours, you're going to get soaked. It doesn't matter how much you spend on a coat, you're going to get soaked. This will keep me dry to a certain degree. If I'm just going out and knocking out a 10k, this will keep me dry. Even if I'm doing like running for an hour and a half and I'll do like a half marathon distance again, this will keep me dry. But anything over that, to be honest with you, it don't matter what you've got unless you're wearing a bin liner, you're going to get soaked. But get yourself a raincoat, because if you are training for anything, you are going to need to go out there and you're going to be out there and it's going to rain. So get yourself a coat. I wouldn't spend an arm and a leg, but I say get yourself something that has some waterproof element to it. But just be careful when you're buying these coats, because some of the coats actually are only windproof, they're not actually waterproof or showerproof. So just check it. Again, there's loads of brands, Nike, but all the other stuff, but just double check. And that's the thing with the Sports Direct caramel stuff, a lot of that ain't waterproof, it's windproof, so just double check that when you are doing it. The other couple of bits you need to think about, probably not now anymore. This is one of the Nike Aero vests. I wear this at the moment. This is just another layer, so I don't have to go out there with like a thick coat or anything like that. That just keeps me warm in the winter months, so I wear that over the top of the other stuff. You don't really need to think about that now, but if you're running into winter, let's say you're getting into marathon training season, hopefully you get up to that level, but you need to think about something like that. These things are lightweight, they're wicked, they just keep you warm. I love that. But I pick all my stuff up from the Nike factory store. It's so good. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about it now, but I say that it's not really that important. Woolly hat is a basic thing, and gloves, you need to think about that. Again, don't go and buy yourself a big thick woolen pair of gloves, because your hands are going to die. Get yourself a decent tech pair of gloves. You don't need to spend a fortune. Again, I picked these up from the Nike thing, store, whatever it is. I've had these a couple of years now, and they're my favourite pair, but you just need something in the winter to keep yourself warm. Hat, gloves, these obviously, because I run at night. But again, not so important now, because we're now into spring. but you do need to add that definitely to your collection of stuff. Actually, hats, just in case it's raining, this is a waterproof hat. You do need to get yourself one of them if you're out there running. Again, it's something to think about. In the summer as well, some people run in hats just to keep the sun off their head. Some people run in sunglasses. I've not got my pair of sunglasses, but in the summer when it's really sunny, I do wear a pair of sunglasses. It just keeps that glare off your eye. You might get headaches because you're frowning and stuff like that. So I do like to wear sunglasses. Some of them, you want anti-fog ones really, so again, think about that. But to be honest with you, as long as they're lightweight, they're comfortable, just stick them on. But again, you may want to get a separate pair for your running. But running hat, this just keeps you dry if it is, you know, it's wet. So you need to keep that in your bag just to think about. Socks are important. We get a lot of questions about socks actually. What socks am I wearing and stuff. Now, these are Nike ones. These are the ones that I wear for longer distance. These are anti-blister socks, which are important. Make sure you spend a bit of money on your socks. Get yourself some anti-blister ones. Again, these are Nike, but you don't need to buy Nike. Just as an example, I have here a pair of twin skin hilly ones, which are very good. I don't like to wear these too much personally because I find them too thick with my running stuff. But what they've got two, I don't know if you see it, they've got two layers in them. So what they do is you don't get the blistering because you're not straight onto the trainer. They're very good. A lot of people like them. I don't know. I can't get on with them too well because they're quite thick. If you look, they're quite thick compared to the other ones. It's personal preference, trial and error. Anti-blister though is the thing to do. Make sure you get anti-blister socks, new runners out there. You may have heard people talk about compression socks and that kind of stuff. I wear these when I'm doing long distance or if I'm racing. So the idea of these is to keep the blood going around your calves and all that sort of stuff. People say someone wear these to think that they're going to avoid shin splints. Shin splints is a more of a problem about overusage and doing too much too quickly and that kind of stuff. These won't prevent shin splints, but they do help, I feel, after running if you put these on, or during running. There is a slight benefit, I think. I don't know how much of it's up here. A lot of people say that a lot of it's mental, but you do see a lot of the top runners wearing these. But I like to run in these. I just feel that they do help my calf muscles. I do tend to get aching calves, and they do, I think, help me, you know, get that blood pumping around and stuff like that. So think about compression socks. You can buy actually all-in-one compression socks, but I say these are ones I like to wear. They're very light. The only thing I would say, in the summer, your legs do get really hot if you're wearing them. But again, I think it does. There's, you know, the benefits outweigh the downfalls. The last couple of bits I just think you need to think about if you're new to running kit-wise. Tech we'll do in a sec. If you're running late at night, make sure you get something like this so people can see you who are driving along. It's really important. Essential part of any runner's kit, KT tape. You've got your slight niggles, or you know, knees are killing you, or shin splints, things like that. KT tape, you get on YouTube and search KT tape for aching knee, things like that. You can tape yourself up properly and it will help you to a degree. They recommend this over like using like knee bandages and stuff. If you do this stuff properly, you'll find if you went to see a physio, they'll probably tape you up. So that's an essential part of your kit, I would say. This is rock tape. Even though it's in a KT tape box, but this is rock tape because I just like the camo with the pink matching t-shirt. But yeah, KT tape, rock tape, there's other brands out there, but so get yourself some of that. It's an essential part of your kit. Actually, I've not got it here. Vaseline's another essential part of your kit to, you know, stick it everywhere, like your nipples and whatnot. And then I think the other thing, or let's say the last thing you need to think about, guys, as new runners out there, is your tech. Obviously you've got your phones and whatnot. Some people like to run with music on. If you are running with music, you've got your earphones. These are the wired ones. I would recommend wireless personally. I have a pair of Beats that I used, but I didn't really care for them much, and I've found that the Apple ones seem to do the trick for me. The AirPods. I use these when I'm racing because I don't want to worry about batteries running out. The only thing I would say, there's been a change, not recently, but there's been a change with regards to running with earphones in races and events. If you're running on a road, there's some of the events won't let you wear earphones now. So you can buy what they call bone conductor earphones, Bluetooth ones, and they don't sit in your ear. So the idea is that you can hear the traffic, you can hear the marshals and that kind of stuff. So check them out, the bone conductors one. Again, go on Amazon, stuff like that. But if you're running with music on, make sure you do check those bone conductor ones out, because if you are doing an event, sometimes you'll turn up, they won't let you run with earphones, you might get chucked out or whatever. But yeah, I like the Apple ones, and if there is a race where I'm not allowed to wear earphones, at the moment I don't run with them, but I'm probably going to get myself a pair of them bone conductor ones because I get a bit bored. And the last bit of tech you need to think about is your GPS watch. Again, it's an essential part of your kit. You can run an app, which is, I think everybody runs, you know, Strava or Runkeeper or whatever on their phones, but it's where, you know, you've got to get your phone in and out and that kind of stuff. I've got 3 examples here, which might seem a bit over the top, but I recently changed my running watch. This is my first one, which you can still buy, which is a Garmin, but I can't remember what Garmin it is. Doesn't say on here. Oh, this is a Forerunner 10. This is real basic. It was cheap, which was great, and it done exactly what I wanted to. It started and stopped, and it tracked me GPS, and it gave me my pace and stuff like that. And so there's nothing wrong with that. Your basic running watch. Then I got myself an Apple Watch because, well, 2 things. One, I love Apple stuff. I can control all my music on it when I'm doing running. But also I was using this for golf and things like that. And this watch is fine, but the problem is with an Apple Watch that I found is that it doesn't last long enough. When I'm doing my long runs now, when I'm marathon training and stuff like that, I have a real concern about the battery life. So there's nothing wrong with an Apple Watch. They're perfectly fine if you're doing like half marathons and things. An Apple Watch is wicked. You can say you can control your music, you've got your Bluetooth all going on, and it's wicked. But a sort of daily of running watches, I would say, is your Garmin 235 Forerunner. I've done a review, check it out, it's up there. But this watch basically is, I would say, the essential running watch. You've got other Garmin watches which are superb and they can do everything, you know, probably write your name in the sand. But the Garmin 235 Forerunner literally does everything you probably need to do if you're running wise. It tracks pace, you can upload it to your phone, and you can set all sorts of alerts on it. You can change the colour and all sorts of funky stuff. It's got a heart monitor on there as well. But it is the, you know, the essential running watch, I would say. So that's the Garmin 235 Forerunner. So I've done a review, check it out. But that watch is superb. But I would really recommend, if you're new to running, get yourself a GPS watch to track your pace. It is really important to track your pace. This is where you can avoid things like shin splints and stuff like that, because if you're going out there and you're going nuts and you're running really fast, that's when you're going to start getting injuries and things like that. And by having a watch or some form of GPS element, you're going to be able to maintain a certain pace, and you're not going to go too nuts, and you're not going to kill yourself straight off. Actually, bear with me 1 sec, I just thought something else. Hey guys, yes, so the thing I forgot to get out, and I think you need to think about it if you're starting to do longer runs, is this is called a flip belt, and basically you can shove your phone in here and some money, some keys and all that sort of stuff, and this goes under. But the other one to think about is like this, is because this is a hydration belt, and if you are going out there, especially in the summer, you need to stay hydrated, and this is a good way of maybe carrying hydration. You put your phone in there. I mean, I've got my running gels in here, but it is something definitely to think about. I got this on Amazon. But say if you're new to running, you need to play around with what's good for you. Some people carry a bottle and stuff like that. But yeah, I would definitely think about getting yourself some form of belt or something to carry your stuff. And I say in the summer, maybe one with a hydration element to it. But yeah, so that's it. I hope that's useful for you. As I say, this is part of the new to running series that I'm doing. There's a few other videos that hopefully you've seen the cars pop up above me. But yeah, check that series out. I think there's a lot of stuff in there that's quite good for new runners out there, say like tips and stuff like that. And check out the video for about the trainers and stuff like that. Hey guys, yeah, sorry about that. I just needed to go and get this. So yeah, you need to think about carrying like keys, phones and stuff like that, this is a flip belt. This goes, I usually wear it under a t-shirt, but you can put your phone in here and keys and things like that. It's also worth thinking about in the summer carrying one with a hydration element. You can put the bottles, I've got them in the fridge at the moment because they're getting ready for tomorrow morning. I mean, I've got my gels in here, but you can put your phone in here, but you need to think about something like that, or one of these to carry your stuff in as well. That's probably another, also it's an essential part of your kicks if you're just going out and knocking out 5k. You know, you can do whatever, carry your phone or whatever, but as you progress, something to definitely think about. That's probably it. I say this is part of the new to running series that I've done. We've got the trainer video as well you need to check out, and there's some other videos with regards to tips, mistakes to avoid, and all those other couple of things. Please leave any comments below if you want to know anything, or you've got some views, or you agree with any of the elements I've talked about. If there's anything that you think also that is essential for a new runner, please put the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up, and as I said, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest videos for 40 runs. And I think that's it, so I'll catch you guys later.